Hello everyone, this is Mark Miller from Focus on Success with our April 2014 Economic Update. In this month's video, we'll be talking about some of the major market events that occurred in April. We'll also be discussing what might affect markets in the days and the weeks ahead. Markets had a turbulent month and the major indices ended on a mixed note. Despite the volatility, the Dow hit a record close on the last day in April, indicating that investors are still willing to rally on good news. For the month, the S&P 500 gained 0.62%, the Dow grew 0.75%, but the Nasdaq lost 2%. First quarter earnings season kicked off in April, and while the cold winter caused weak growth, company performance wasn't too bad. Overall, earnings and revenue growth were both up, though many firms struggled with the slow demand. Business leaders did a good job of lowering expectations so that investors weren't surprised by the mediocre results. Economic data was generally positive last month, suggesting the economy is still on solid footing and the seasonal effects of the chilly winter might dissipate this spring. The Federal Reserve met in last week of April and voted to continue tapering bond purchases. This wasn't a surprise, but it's good news because it shows the Fed continues to have faith in the economic recovery. Consumer spending, a major component of economic growth, soared in March by the most in nearly 5 years. Warmer weather brought Americans back to shopping malls and car dealerships, giving us hope that the economy is regaining momentum in the second quarter. Jobless claims rose unexpectedly in last week of April, though economists believe that most of the increase is due to seasonal effects. The Easter holiday and school spring breaks can cause wild swings in the data this time of year. We'll know more about the underlying strength of the labor markets once the monthly jobs report is released. We got our first look at the first quarter gross domestic product growth, and the current estimate is that the U.S. economy grew a sluggish 0.1%, mostly because of the lingering effects of winter. Keep in mind that this is just an estimate, and revised data may show a rosier picture. The housing market, which has been a major driver of economic growth in the last couple of years, may finally be faltering. Rising mortgage rates, higher prices, and cold weather caused sales on new and existing homes to fall in April for the third month in a row. On the other hand, tight housing inventory and improving employment prospects may encourage buyers this spring. The crisis in the Ukraine continued to simmer and tempered market activity last month. While large-scale violence has been avoided so far, Russia massed troops on the border of Ukraine, and the new Ukraine government seems to be losing control over much of the eastern part of the country. It's impossible to know how the situation will play out, but investors are mostly concerned about how potential natural gas disruption might affect corporate profits. Looking ahead, investors will be closely watching economic data to see whether the seasonal effects of winter are giving way to stronger growth in the spring. While we can expect more volatility, we can hope that better second quarter prospects will show investors that there's plenty of upside to be had. Once again, this is Mark Miller with Focus on Success, signing off for the month of April 2014. I hope you found the commentary interesting and informative. If you have any questions about what you've heard in this update or would like to discuss your personal financial situation, please give us a call at 859-331-2010. We'd be happy to talk to you. While we believe the information in this report is reliable, we cannot guarantee its accuracy. Opinions expressed are subject to change without notice and are not intended as investment advice or a solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security. Please consult your financial professional before making any investment decisions.